Big up to everybody at Beyond TV. It's yours truly, the legendary Guru. I'm here with my partner.
Super producer Solar, 5,000 degrees and burning.
Yo, 7 Grand Records in the building. And check us out at myspace.com/guru7grand and myspace.com/solar7grand.
So what it do now, Soldier?
Peace.
So once we got the label mechanism in place, then we got to the point we were working on our first album. We started to listen to reels. At that point, it made most sense for Guru and me to go in the studio, listen to tracks that other producers were bringing. And quite honestly, once we got to that point, it only made sense to play Guru my tracks. You know what I mean? And we would listen to him, and you know, he liked them. Guru said the tracks was dope, and you know, I mean, at first I was like, well, maybe he's just telling me that because he's my man. I mean, I wasn't pushing it on him, but I was like, but he wrote some stuff. I listened to it, and I had to think to myself, this is great. And then as the process evolved of listening to other beats and me giving Guru beats, and I have an abundance of material, Guru just felt comfortable with it. And he's always been, career-wise, a one-producer type artist. And it just so happens, whether you believe in fate or coincidence, I'm a prolific producer. I'm prolific. I just love working. So I'll produce and produce and produce. So at any given time, I've got 100 beats sitting around the studio. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. So, we listened, we compared, and the Street Scriptures, which is a solid concept album, this Guru version 7.0, the Street Scriptures, that's an album. That's not a compilation. It's not something that's designed to be anything more. That is an album. Even down to the artwork, it's a throwback to days when there was real album art, not just somebody standing around with a chain. So even the artwork depicts an album. So we made an album. We did like 30, almost close to 40 songs. And we took over a year and a half, 2 years to make the album, which at that time, people were making, that was when Pro Tools really had come into full swing. People were making albums in 4 months, 3 months. So to take 2 years to make an album was someone to heard of. So the album came out in 2005, but we put the label together and started working on it in 2003.
Okay. Cool. Who came up with the name 7 Grand?
That was a Solar, brilliant idea. So I'll let him break that down.
Yeah, 7 in and of itself is a perfect number. You know what I mean? It's probably the most powerful number. We know biblically, 7 days to create the earth, the seventh day we rest. Seventh letter of the alphabet is G. 7 also denotes good fortune, good wealth, So it's a powerful number, and I felt that fit. And grand is self-explanatory, something that's larger than life, bigger than, and of a grand scale. So hence 7 grand.